It is the 1st of December, and I'm happy to see these guys today, but in the next 23 days or so, I'll become less happy about them. That's right, it's the 1st of December. I got my indoor coat on, so I'm all ready. I just came in from outside. I'm not warmed up yet. It's the 1st of December. Yeah, it's an anniversary here in Manchester, in Greater Manchester. On the 1st of December, 1875, the statue of Oliver Cromwell was unveiled in Manchester, Victoria Street, just outside the cathedral. And we did a video about that, about 2 years ago. And it was during the Black Lives Matter protests, how things have changed and yet remain the same. It was a very interesting time. And the video is just a telling of the history of the statue, really. And I had no idea Oliver Cromwell was such a contentious figure to this day in this country. I had no idea. It's very interesting. Some of the comments were bordering on mean, and it's like, hey man, I'm just reading the news. And it's interesting that people are still so divided over something that happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago. When I first made the video, didn't know a lot about Cromwell. He banned Christmas and seemed like a time you wouldn't want to live in. Much of history is that way. All of history is that way. Why would you want to live any other time than now? We definitely live at the best of times, even though sometimes we long for the good old days, but these are the good old days. Anyway, I'm getting ready for a market, so I'm just making probably the last Manchester Bee mosaic I'll make this year, and it's at the Lowry. I think it's called Quayside now, and there's some kind of big light show thing going on there tomorrow. I'll put the details in the description. So this is, whoa, what was that? Oh, it's an email. So anyway, we'll hopefully see you there. And I'm going to try and, because I've been so busy with these markets and things, I haven't had time to do any videos. So I said, well, it's December 1st. Let's try and do a video every day leading up to Christmas. So that's what this is, the first of those. And today being an anniversary, I'll put a link up there to that Oliver Cromwell video. And it was a bit of fun. I actually made it, it was December 30th, 2020. So it was, well, that's when I published it. I made it before then. And so it's a bit of Christmas fun in there as well. Yeah, check it out. Anyway, yeah, it's an anniversary, and Wythenshawe Hall just had its grand reopening, and I was very excited about that because Wythenshawe Hall caught fire 6 years ago, not long before we first moved here, and it's been closed ever since. So getting to go inside was a real treat. We've done several videos there, and it was great to meet the friends of Wythenshawe Hall and speak to them about the things that have gone on there and things that are going to go on there. And a lady pointed out to me that I actually made a mistake in one of the videos. Another video that we did about Wythenshawe Hall, about the ghost of Mary Webb, which also involves Cromwell, because the Wythenshawe Hall plays into the whole division with Cromwell's story. Wythenshawe Hall were royalists, and Manchester declared for Parliament. So there was a division right from the get-go. And so Cromwell's forces stormed Wythenshawe Hall, eventually took it. And in that video that we did about Mary Webb, and I'll put a link to that one as well, I showed a picture of Robert Tatton, I believe his name was. It's so long ago now, I've forgotten all the names. I'm pretty sure it's Robert Tatton, the royalist who was the guy that fought against the Cromwell forces, or put up a fight. And apparently it's not him. Apparently it's his grandfather. Now, however, I have to, in my own defense, say that on the Friends of Wythenshawe webpage, that very photo is shown, or painting is shown, and says it is Robert the Royalist. So you need to get on your website and fix that up. You can't expect me to get it right if you can't get it right. So we will fix that. I want to remake that video. That was a lot of fun, and I've since become friends with an acting troupe here in Sale, and perhaps we'll get them involved and have our own Mary Webb and our own Robert Tatton reenacting the story. So that should be a lot of fun. So while I'm just here chewing the fat, I better get to work. So the Manchester Bee is a video we'll be doing. I want to do a video about the bee and how the bee came to be. The symbol of Manchester. It's I guess we all know the whole busy as a bee idea of it. And the mills of Manchester were described as beehives, and the workers were busy as bees. So there are a lot of videos on the back burner, and I haven't had time to get at them. So this is a good opportunity for you guys to have your say, and it's very important for you to have your say. Besides me getting to hear it, YouTube gets to hear it. It's very important for comments to be made. They push the video out to other people. That's the way YouTube works. The more it gets seen and commented on, the more it gets seen and commented on. It's just a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. If there are no comments and likes and shares and all that lovely stuff, interaction with the video, my theory is that it doesn't matter if you like or dislike a video, it's being interacted with. But if you're going to dislike the video, you should do it twice. part of the bee story apparently actually ties into that Oliver Cromwell story, or the Oliver Cromwell statue story. Elizabeth Salisbury Grime, I think her name was. She was married to, and I've forgotten the names. They're in the video. It's funny, I remembered her name though. She was married to the mayor of Manchester before Abel Heywood. Abel Heywood, famous for building the Manchester Town Hall, among other things. And her husband died, and he was the guy that wanted the statue of Oliver Cromwell. He was a Cromwell fan, apparently, and he died, and she later married Abel Heywood, and was responsible for, not Abel Heywood, she was responsible for getting the statue of Oliver Cromwell made, as well as the Prince Albert statue, I believe. And so she remarried. She married Abel Heywood, and I think he was responsible for Manchester being incorporated, or I can't remember all this history. I haven't actually done a video about Abel Heywood, but that's another one that's on the books, on the back burner. But part of the reason, so he would have been involved in getting the Manchester coat of arms. And in the Manchester coat of arms, I think there's 5 bees. And the reason they're there, I think, I haven't been able to verify this, but probably a little push from Elizabeth, his wife, because apparently the bee was in her first husband's coat of arms, and so apparently that's part of the reason why the bee is in the Manchester coat of arms and has become synonymous with Manchester really now, isn't it? So if there's something that you want us to do a video about, I'd love to hear it, because a lot of these stories I don't know anything about. I find these stories on my own and follow them up. So if there's something you'd like us to know about, that'd be great. All right, time shift. She's all ready for market tomorrow. So I will see you in the next one tomorrow.